A living legend has returned to the director's chair. Let's dive into all the details of one of the most mysterious sci-fi movies of 2026. The review for Disclosure Day is coming your way right now. Greetings, citizens of Earth, and welcome to the latest edition of the Porter Report. My name is BJ Porter, and I hope everybody is having an amazing day today. For all of my returning viewers, it is wonderful to see you all again, and for all my first-timers out there, welcome, and we hope you enjoy everything that this video and channel has to offer. Summer movie season 2026 rolls on as we hit the midway point of month 1. Things have already been explosive right out of the gate, and today's Porter Report movie review looks to continue that momentum. This segment allows me to express my thoughts and opinions about the movies that I see and enjoy, and those of you do as well. Mystery and suspense are a combo that can elevate any story. However, it all depends on who's in the driver's seat when it comes to bringing the story to life. This film seems to have a lot of things working for it, especially when you consider who's in the director's chair. I don't know about you, but this looks like the face of somebody who knows a thing or two about making movies. He seems pretty qualified from where I'm sitting. Today, I'm giving you guys the official review for Disclosure Day, directed by Steven Spielberg and starring Josh O'Connor, Emily Blunt, Colin Firth, Eve Hewson, Wyatt Russell, and Coleman Domingo. Generational storytellers are a rare breed in modern filmmaking, but Steven Spielberg fits the role to a T. Since the mid-1970s, he has had a hand in creating not just quality films, but films that truly change and revolutionize the industry itself. People wish to have this stacked of a resume. Many try, but very few come close. While Spielberg has tackled a variety of genres, science fiction seems to be his bread and butter. A couple of his notable contributions include Artificial Intelligence, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and this other movie where this gardener had to call his friends to pick him up because he missed his ride home. Jokes aside, what makes Spielberg's science fiction films so unique is not just the fact that they're heartfelt and full of wonder. They are also very suspenseful and thought-provoking and ask very nuanced questions about our place in the universe. After nearly 8 years, Spielberg is diving back into the science fiction genre with an all-new original suspense thriller. The premise of the movie deals with humanity's encounter with extraterrestrial life, but offers a deeper look at what the reaction might be from those of us who are unsure of what it could mean for the future of the species. In what is seen as one of the most secretive and kept under wrap movies of the year, will the secrets revealed be worth the price of admission? Only way to find out is to answer the call beyond the stars. Here's the Porter Report movie review for Disclosure Day. Mankind has always been fascinated and at times obsessed with the question they have yet to receive an answer for. Are we as a species truly alone in the universe? While there have been numerous accounts of evidence of extraterrestrial life and sightings across the globe, nothing has been upfront or conclusive. That is until now. Over the span of a few days, strange occurrences have been reported across the globe, from symbols in cornfields to individuals being overtaken by an unseen entity and speaking in an unknown tongue. While intrigue and slight panic start to spread nationwide, a government organization is fighting to maintain the secrecy of these supernatural events for fear of sending the planet into manic pandemonium. But a former member of the organization turned whistleblower sees an opportunity to truly change the world by revealing a truth that has long been kept from the public. With agents in hot pursuit and the events happening at a more rapid rate as time goes on, the biggest cover-up in the history of human civilization is on the verge of being brought to the light, whether the species is ready or not. Steven Spielberg returns to the science fiction genre for an all-new tension-laced suspense thriller that begs the question of whether we are really prepared for contact with life from other worlds. The film, titled Disclosure Day, reunites Spielberg and Universal for one of 2026's most mysterious films in a story filled with suspense, mystery, and questions that don't have easy answers. After seeing the full picture of this interstellar encounter, Disclosure Day is one of the most layered and nuanced films of the year so far, while still being thrilling and entertaining. Movies that ask the audience to think and look deeply are always a risk. The best filmmakers can craft such works while still making them digestible and engaging. Thankfully, Disclosure Day has one of cinema's greatest storytellers at the helm. Steven Spielberg is known for creating a variety of films that speak to a vast multitude of audiences.
audiences. But he is also someone who isn't afraid to invite the audience to ask the questions he is asking and to seek the answers regardless if they can be found or not. Disclosure Day has a ton of things going for it in multiple facets. From its interesting story to the layered nuances about truth and how its full distribution could affect the lives of those who never knew more than they did before. There is so much to unpack in this film that even with all the layers within, it still works as an entertaining and well-made film packed with strong performances, suspenseful tension, action, and intrigue. A film like this is only as good as its cast, and boy do they deliver across the board. Emily Blunt is such a force on screen as Margaret Fairchild. The film really showcases her impeccable talent as she displays a character that has the ability to be relatable and emotionally raw in the strongest senses imaginable. While we don't dive deep into her character's backstory, there is enough there to truly make you connect with her and what she is experiencing. Blunt is in her element and she gives every ounce of herself to the role, making it impossible not to be pulled in by her performance. Josh O'Connor equally shines as Daniel in a different sense. While Blunt's Margaret is the emotional center of the movie, Daniel's story within the film raises its most pressing questions regarding decisions and consequences. His determination to give the world the truth they have been deprived of, regardless of the implications it could have on the world, made me really lean in and contemplate the possibilities of how an event like this would transpire. That is explored even further via Eve Hewson's Jane, who is also one of the biggest standouts in the film herself. Her worldview offers a very interesting perspective that, as I said before, really made me contemplate what would happen if worldviews were shattered, specifically from groups that have a certain mindset or belief. Coleman Domingo is equally great as Hugh Wakefield, whose character offers strong exposition and a face for the side of the argument that embraces not withholding knowledge that the public has a right to know and understand. On the opposing side, Colin Firth's Noah Scanlon delivers as the antagonistic force of the film, as he is of the mindset that withholding such information keeps society at bay, despite the moral questions coming up about whether the people who hold the keys to truth want to provide protection or assert control. The methods and tactics he uses can be seen as menacing, but I do believe he sees himself as a bandage keeping things together despite the aura he gives off being the complete opposite. The inner workings of Disclosure Day are what I believe truly make this film such a rewarding watch. Spielberg does challenge you to look deeper, but he also constantly rewards you for catching and understanding the nuances and intricacies. The thing is, you have to allow yourself to truly lock into not just what is happening, but what is being said and or being presented. The film asks questions pertaining to what an event like this could mean for people who see the world or universe in a certain way. I found myself constantly wondering how we as a species would react if this were truly something that happened. Would we be open to understanding this new viewpoint or run and hide behind our now broken interpretations or philosophies that we thought were written in stone? What would happen to faith-based cultures that only believed one universal truth and now a new, undeniable one has put everything they were brought up on into question? Is the withholding of truth a method of protection or an instrument of subjugation and control over what is real or fiction? These are the type of questions that Disclosure Day presents to its audience, and those who participate in trying to answer them walk away with more than just a film about aliens making themselves known to the world. But layers aside, the film is just as strong and works just as well as a piece of effective filmmaking. The movie is a cinematic experience in a way that only somebody of the skill level of Steven Spielberg can deliver. It is full of intrigue and suspense, tense moments that leave you on edge, action that drives the story forward effectively, and emotionally rich performances that add such life to the characters on screen. That is what I appreciate the most about a film like this. Even if you choose not to participate in diving into the layers upon layers of intricacies within its inner workings, the movie is still a sci-fi suspense thriller that has great performances, great directing, and is just an effectively engaging story told. You are rewarded for looking deeper, but you aren't punished if you simply want to enjoy the ride. All in all, Disclosure Day is truthfully a movie that is an experience from the first frame to the very last one. Behind the strong surface level elements that make it an all-around great film, it is a deeply thought-provoking think piece that you get rewarded more for if you allow yourself to contemplate the conversations the film invites you to have. As a sci-fi thriller with so much to showcase and to say, Steven Spielberg once again shows that even with all the thrills that can be presented, there is always more to find for those open to truth in all forms.
Films that challenge you to think deeply are some of the most risk-filled ones to craft. If it's too layered or nuanced, there's a danger of losing or alienating your audience. That is why it is so important to have a filmmaker that can deliver those layers and nuances in a way that still thrills, entertains, and elicits wonder. So it's nice to know that this film has somebody like Steven Spielberg who can deliver just that. Man, I gotta tell you guys, Disclosure Day is truly something else. And I mean that in the most positive way. Not only is this an incredibly made film that is suspenseful, thrilling, and entertaining, but the themes and ideas that it presents invite us to explore our own beliefs and ask us how we would navigate our own worldview if it was ever drastically changed to this extent or degree. There are conversations about what it would mean for religion, our place in the universe, how we see the universe, and how we see ourselves. Will it intrigue us or will it frighten us? Will it bring us closer together as a species? Or will it lead to devastating societal collapse? Not to mention the more socially relevant conversation about the intentions of those who hold the keys to truth. The film has a lot to say, but Spielberg presents it in a way that opens the door for us to willingly enter the conversation without judgment. All presented in his style that truly showcases his incredible ability as a cinematic storyteller. The acting is top-notch across the board, the film is gorgeously shot, and there are a plethora of thrilling moments that are filled with action and suspenseful tension. Even if you choose not to dive deeper into the conversations that this film is inviting you to have, you can still just appreciate the fact that this is a well-acted, well-directed, and overall fantastic piece of blockbuster filmmaking from one of the greatest cinematic storytellers we have living today. This man has been doing this for quite a while, so it really shouldn't be a surprise that he continues to showcase why he's one of the best. Guys, Disclosure Day is a cinematic experience that you absolutely have to see. The film is deeply nuanced with a ton of intricacies, but there is an emotional earnestness that makes the experience worth the ride regardless of your intentions before boarding. Not many filmmakers can make this type of experience work, but for somebody like Steven Spielberg, it's just another day at the office. But I believe I've said pretty much everything I want to say about this movie, so now I want to kick it over to you guys. Sound off in the comments below your thoughts about Disclosure Day, but be mindful of anything that could potentially be seen as a spoiler. I want to emphasize this as strongly as I can. Please try to go into this film with as little context as possible. Make sure that nobody spoils this for you because this film is best experienced knowing very little. It is safe to say that this movie is already a contender for one of the best of the summer and possibly one of the best films of 2026 so far. I truly cannot recommend it enough, not only for its quality, but to simply showcase why this man is in a class of his own when it comes to the art of cinematic storytelling. As always, keep it locked to the channel for more videos and reviews throughout the remainder of summer movie season 2026 and beyond. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and tell a friend to stop on by. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their day, and until the next review, I'm BJ Porter, and this has been The Porter Report.